Alright. We are going into the Walmart, closed down in Livingston, Texas. Go see if the pharmacy's open. Store temporarily closed. Look at all the cameras they set up on this thing though now. Jesus Christ, why? I ain't seeing nothing but cameras, man. That's some security system you got working here, guys. That's amazing. What? Where? They don't even work. Not working. This is the wrong one. Hold on, let me see if I can fix this. Yeah, they should keep these cameras up, don't they? All these up here. Ready? It says it's recording, but it's not showing any picture. I was gonna stick this up in there. You can do it. Hold on. Let's see if I can get this thing to roll. No, it locked up. I don't even think that thing we did earlier recorded anything. Is it running? Yeah, run it. Yeah. Are y'all still doing eye exams or?
No, there's not a doctor's office here.
Not at all?
Not until the store.
Okay. All right. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. Yes, it's 45 here on time.
Oh, awesome. Wow. Gutted.
Yeah, they're remodeling all right, aren't they?
Shut up. Don't do that. Don't get them started. They got all the cameras in place, though, I noticed. This is the Walmart in Livingston that they closed down. They told us they are totally remodeling.
Cameras out the wazoo.
A lot of cameras. Yes. Why? Really? No. God, it's at Walmart. Isn't it going to be pretty when it's finished?
It's going to be beautiful, what they say.
Well, why can't you?
No media.
Just a.
You have to have a official release.
Oh, that's just a Walmart rule, or okay.
I don't see anything wrong with it.
There you go. Man, no shit.
So Walmart wasn't beautiful enough? You have to make it more beautiful.
Looks like a good location here too. There you go.
You walk in, what used to be there won't be there. It's something totally different.
Oh, I imagine that.
What about the cameras? Are you saying with the cameras?
Oh, it's a different.
Cameras all over here. That's ours.
That's a weird.
What are you?
She didn't want you doing any cameraing, huh? Yeah, let's walk out here. I'll get some zoom in and out of these cameras real quick.
Cameras.
All right, guys.
Oh.
They run us off.
Wow.
First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who are teaching this truth with sincerity. And a shout out to Yakim that's out there on the four quarters of the earth pushing this truth. And of course, like everything else, though, just thought I'd take a moment to talk a little bit about this false flag that has occurred in Austin. You know, which I just put a video up yesterday on my second channel, Confusion of Face Reading 2. Rothschild Deep State has lost control, which is why the false flags. And of course, like everything else, though, you know, how soon is this going to happen to Reading, where I'm at, you know, and, you know, pretty much all over the place. Reading's a midtown, but we got so much corruption already here in Reading, like we do in all of America, but here are some videos that I already know about that are out there that it really show you what's happening here. And well, we know that Sears and Kmart has recently closed, so that's 200 more jobs gone. But here's how Reading feels about the homeless. You know, if you didn't know that this is a smug town.
I'm Chris with the Reading Coalition for the Homeless, and if you guys want to say your first name, you've been kind enough to let me ask you a few questions.
Calvin.
Calvin.
I'm Carrie.
Carrie. It's a pleasure meeting you folks. I was just wondering, you folks were out here during that cold snap. Was it painful? Was the cold temperature painful? I can't imagine being out here during those cold days.
Yeah, the tips of your fingers and the tips of your toes and the tips of your nose.
Hips and knees, man, on the ground in the back. And the breathing.
Oh, you bet. And then I noticed you have a dog, so that kind of makes it a little more difficult to find shelter.
It is sometimes because they won't allow dogs.
You bet.
They will if I have her registered as a service animal.
Sure.
Which I got x-rays and stuff. That's basically on me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I could have had her registered. You know.
My cat is.
Yeah. So, you know, that's my fault.
I understand a lot of people don't understand why the homeless have dogs. I can understand that it would be a great early warning for some intruders into your camp. Is there any other reasons why homeless have dogs? Can you just let the folks know what, you know, some of the reasons? I could imagine it's unconditional love, for one thing.
Companionship.
Companionship.
Friendship.
You bet. You bet.
A safe friendship.
A safe one that's not going to turn on you.
Non-drug friendship.
You bet. You bet. So another thing I'd like to ask you folks is, there's a huge homeless camp behind me with many people. You had mentioned that you're disabled. Are there other disabled folks out here?
All of us are.
Yeah.
All of you are.
All of us are.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it be drugs or physical.
Mm-hmm. How about children? You see children out in these camps?
Not very often, but
Very
rarely in
seldom.
the summertime.
Yeah.
You do see them though,
Yeah.
in the summertime.
Yeah.
Sure.
I've seen that couple of the youngsters that were down at Hobo Camp last year. The other ones, I thought the baby died when it came out in the newspaper. I thought it was them, and it wasn't. Thank God, boy. Shit.
I see. Do you folks have any idea where you're going to go from here?
That's no.
Another spot.
I've
Mm-hmm.
been on this tract of land right here for 22 years,
Mm-hmm.
and it's almost beginning to feel like the Battle of Iwo Jima. You know, you got the hill, and you don't quite want to give it up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, I love this spot. It's got everything. You know, and these people here are really cool.
Mhm.
They have never given us a problem.
Mhm.
They come down and talk to us. They've been nice to us, you know. And, you know, I like it down here. It's hard for me to leave. I got to be by the river.
Mhm.
Can't carry water.
Sure.
On and on and on and on.
Sure.
You know.
Oh, I think you would like it too because it's so close to services and
Yeah.
food,
Yeah,
that
exactly,
kind of thing.
Exactly. You know, POP, they help us out a lot.
Oh, that's fantastic to hear. I'm glad to hear that. I'm just amazed at how many tents were behind me that have now been red tagged by Officer Brannon and the Reading Police Department. Have you ever heard of the police department hassling the homeless?
Usually it's when the homeless, you know, not really, no.
Mhm.
the regular police, but Officer Bob,
There's a couple times.
he's nice about it.
Is he really?
Yeah, he is.
He came into one of my camps and
You
he said, "Wow, lady, this is elaborate.
Hmm.
Thanks for keeping it clean."
Wow.
Clean.
Well, you know, I know Officer Bob too. He is a great individual. I'm going to make sure this tape is shown to the public because, you know, he's in a rock and a hard spot. And a lot of times he's told me that if you keep your camp clean and, you know, don't do your potty business everywhere, he gives you a break. He'll give you a break.
Yeah, he gives you a week to get out.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
And yeah, he just comes in and he takes his pictures and then when you are leaving and stuff, he'll come and he'll help. He'll come with a crew to help with the trash.
That's great. Now, does Officer Brandon...
He gives us rakes and bags and all kinds of stuff.
Now, does Officer Brandon offer any alternatives when he does give you a red tag or a 7-day eviction notice? Does anyone else come down with him with social services, that type of thing, and offer you any kind of alternative to where to live?
I think they should bring Living Hope or the Hope Band people with
We've just been told to leave the city limits.
Oh, you have been told to leave the city limits.
Yeah, that we can 3 miles out.
Oh, 3 miles out. Well, the unfortunate thing about this is just no services or food 3 miles out, is there?
That's just they go out there.
Okay, I need a paper pad on this. I'm sorry about your film.
Some of us, we can't ride the bikes out there that far.
Sure, I
Most of the time, but not all of the time. This move last night, us having to move, the officer said they were coming back in 2 hours and somebody was going to jail if there wasn't severe progress.
Oh,
There was 2 of us left to move 3 camps.
really?
was taking
very
jail.
heavy duty camps.
Now, did they come? When was the first time the police came here and gave or made contact with you? Was that last night?
First time.
Oh, just last night while everyone's asleep and stuff.
No, it was
rare.
It was like 4 o'clock in the 3, 4.
Oh, I see. Uh-huh.
To shoot the dogs and everything.
Yeah.
They threatened to shoot the dogs.
Yes.
It made me keep
They
such
were
a tight leash
barking.
on her that fucking.
They were barking, but they were on their leashes.
They were on.
Really? Now, did you get a name of any of these officers?
And even if I had it, I wouldn't give it.
I understand that, but I'm glad that you're telling me about this. That's kind of shocking.
And they were
They let me
pretty
come
rude.
back home last night, so I'm happy with that. But
Mhm.
yeah, you know, that was pretty bizarre and rare.
They were rude, but they were rude in a nice way. They weren't
Yeah,
as
they were.
rude as they have been.
I
And then
see.
they got really cool.
Oh, good,
They
good.
just want to shake you up and make sure that you understand who they are.
You bet.
That's very important, man. They don't know who's out here. There's a lot of people out here that are stupid on it.
Mm.
They don't know what they're walking.
Well, you know what? I just wanted to thank you folks for this interview, and God bless you in Jesus' name. I hope things go better for you. And, you know, with people talking about the situation out here, I think that maybe we can get some more services,
Sure.
we can get some more shelters, and we can get some more opportunities to just be chased from one group of brush to the other.
City.
Oh, I agree.
Those of us that want to camp, that you know, I mean, even if we could pay $1 a day or something.
Mm-hmm.
And there's our bathroom.
Sure, and I want to tell you how much I appreciate that, and I'm sure the officers do, that you do your business in a bag, and I saw a lot of people doing their business in the bag, and I'm sure you guys carry it out of here. What more could they ask
I
for?
can't always make it.
What more can they ask
I'm on the
for?
continent that way sometimes, and
Exactly.
Well, God bless you in Jesus' name, and you have a great
Can I make one
afternoon.
suggestion?
Sure, absolutely.
that they don't kick us out, you know, like every 2 or 3 weeks during the winter time when it's raining,
Mhm.
the hardest time of the year. Can we put like a 30-day limit on this or something?
Or even
It's harder than
14
hell
days.
to pack your stuff and
Mhm.
move it all the time.
Oh, I understand that.
Me too. I can't breathe.
Sure, I understand that.
It's gonna kill me.
That's something that some homeless advocates here are very interested in, is getting a safe homeless campground with some water, garbage services, bathroom services. You folks would be interested in doing that as maybe as a step out, garbage can. You bet. You bet.
There are some good folks here
Sure.
that would love to do that and keep it up.
You bet.
You know, that aren't troublemakers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that are just trying to have a decent chance to fight.
You bet.
I can't afford an apartment. I get food stamps.
Sure, sure. Well, you folks take care and God bless.
God bless. Thank you very much.
Hold on a second.
few moments ago about how you know, the Reading Police Department has been trying to work with local businesses to prevent the amount of loitering around this area. Do you think loitering is actually a problem?
Well, you know, what you have here is the Lorenz Hotel, where a lot of senior citizens and low-income people stay. And you have a row of beautiful benches that run from the Lorenz Hotel all the way past the post office. And people like to sit and enjoy the day, and some of the senior citizens that stay at the Lorenz Hotel love to, you know, have cigarettes and socialize. So loitering isn't a problem because the city has provided these benches with lights for people to, you know, enjoy the community during the day.
Do you think that loitering increases crime or anything like that?
Absolutely not. I don't think loitering increases crime at all. As a matter of fact, if you were to develop some relationships with the homeless here, you will find that not only will they help you in solving crimes that are committed, that they'll be up in their eyes on the streets long after you and I have went to sleep.
Just give us a feel for what you've seen out here as far as the homeless and people that are poor and down and out in this section of town.
You know, well, in this section of town, there seems to be, you know, a few of the homeless people that hang out around here and whatnot. In terms of, you know, the vibes I get or anything, you know, I feel just as safe walking around here as, you know, anywhere else. You know, in general, I feel like Reading's a pretty safe area. You know, although there is, you know, those spurts in crime and everything like that, never experienced any problems myself.
You know, Chris, I can see why people would sit here, man. It's comfortable. I can plug in, recharge my battery so I can be out here putting a face and a voice to homelessness. But anyone that's got an idea that they're going to hose me off while we're sitting here, or anyone else, not only is that a bad thought, that's an illegal thought. So why don't you treat people with kindness and respect instead of pulling out hoses and mean words?
Fucking piece of shit. Alright, hold on a second. Oh, God damn it. Yeah, when we know Esau doesn't even fucking bring out good food. Fag shit there. Well, anyway, I think you get the idea, though. You think I'm gonna wait for Esau to fucking try to shoot my dog or anything? You know, what are you gonna do in that day? You know, you gonna trust the fucking police? You know, here's another video. This is a wake up Reading video.
Now it's just about 20 minutes till noon right now.
Goddamn Edomite.
California, July the 5th, 2015. And I guess it's kind of a wake-up video. I've been awake for about 4 hours. I made my way down there to the Starbucks and sat down and wrote a few pages of my journal this morning. Slept right over here, right next door to this water park last night. It's pretty cool. I got up at 8 o'clock this morning. It was steaming hot. Man, I am telling you the truth. At 11 o'clock last night, it was still 90 degrees out here. It is crazy hot out here. I'm going to cross the road here. Show you guys exactly where I posted up last night. Then you guys can get a better idea. So, let's see. Trying to get my butt ruined over here. Yeah, I stopped at the Starbucks up there this morning and their internet was down. I was able to load about 6 videos to my YouTube channel last night. Let's see, where was my post-up spot? Oh, the post-up spot was way up here. Look at all the people having fun over here at the water park this morning. Here. Well, I guess it's still morning. 20 minutes till noon, so all the kids tubing and everything out here, grown-ups, got event tents for some reason. I don't know if that's just cool-off spots or they're vending stuff.
All right, that's enough of that. I'll pause this and go to what's going on in Austin because they're under martial law. Continuing onward, all praise to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushua, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and all you brothers out there doing the work. The reason I'm doing this is just to show you what's going on in Reading, where I'm at, and like I said, you just heard from the other guy, man. He'd been there for over 20 years. 30% of Reading's population is homeless, so now these people that so-called call themselves Christian, Bethel Church is really big here in Reading. So here's what they really are doing, to homeless. Okay, so, we're also talking about the Austin martial law, and so here's a video, if you type that in, this is what will come up, like this one was 18 hours ago. Martial law in Pflugerville and Austin, Texas, and it's right there. Martial law preparation, DHS drill in Austin. So they were doing drills 4 years ago, and InfoWars covered that. Military Ziller Creek Festival in Austin, Texas, martial law phase. So you can see, though, that they were preparing for this a long time ago. Military Patrol, Austin Kite Festival and martial law preparation, 5 years ago. Trump could declare martial law in 5 cities after receiving chilling warning about November 4th, and that was 5 years ago, or 5 months ago. So you can see that this was a plan, the Safe Cities Network and Austin being part of it. Trump could declare martial law in 5 cities after receiving chilling warning about November 4, and that was a whole staged event. 15 pages of new documents reveal government plans for martial law. Leaked. Closed Walmart hidden cameras showing martial law, New World Order and FEMA camps, and this was in 2016. So, we definitely know that they're having martial law in Austin, so I'll try to get some of these videos to go. Hold on a second. Okay, so Leanne McAdoo of InfoWars did a report on this.
Homeland Security exercises are going to be taking place all over Austin for the next couple of weeks. KXAN reports that several local and federal agencies will test response plans to possible terroristic threats and other critical incidents. Authorities say you shouldn't be alarmed if you see a big increase in law enforcement officials on Austin's streets. The exercise is meant to ensure various law enforcement agencies are prepared to protect citizens from any type of security threat or incident. Agencies taking part in the exercise include the Austin Police Department, Travis County Sheriff's Office, the University of Texas Police Department, and the FBI. All right, Austinites, well, everyone needs to keep their cameras at the ready. Send us in any footage that you get. We want to see just what kind of terror scenarios these agencies are preparing for. That's it for tonight's news. Please visit the InfoWars store and pick up a copy of the latest InfoWars magazine. You can buy it in bulk, drop it off at your local police station, give them some good reading material. Hopefully they'll learn a little something. Every time you purchase something from the InfoWars store, you are helping to support this broadcast. All right, well, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We'll see you here again tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central. For the InfoWars Nightly News, I'm Leanne McAdoo.
Okay, check this out. This is another Edomite put up a video about the martial law.
We have got fuses lit from so many different directions. There's no telling what's going to be the catalyst that sets it off. But what's going to bring it all home is ultimately going to be the global economic crash. And that's not what this post is about. If you want to read more about it, I'll include some links at the bottom. So the first video that I include in the post is what's going on in Charlotte with the full-on martial law, militarized police.
So you remember the Charlotte, North Carolina fell slack, which is similar to this Austin one.
So, just picture in your mind a death like that happening in 7 or 8 cities at the same time. I mean, why people have a hard time grasping this martial law thing is just, it's incredible to me. Furthermore, when you look at the bar that needs to be crossed to declare it, in 2006, Bush signed into law the John Warner Defense Authorization Act. I've talked a lot about that lately. All it requires is for the president, based on his own discretion, to declare a public emergency.
And so we'll bring you to Austin now.
Guys, when I start this, I don't have my stand or anything today. But when I start this, something very, very disturbing is happening right now in Austin, Texas, in that city right there. What I'm finding out is they have been asked to leave their homes. Martial law is in effect in Texas, folks. Nobody has died. The guy has not killed himself. It was all fake. For you to lose your guns. Folks, here you go. I want you to see this. I want you to hear the girl in the black hair, short black hair in the back. The guy on the left is a CIA agent that's going to tell her what to do. Remember, Craigslist had nothing but reports, people reporting that they were having a acting job for this. Just giving you heads up. We've had how many bombs in the last 10 days that has not even gone off? And now they're giving out an address. Listen to this. I want you to listen very, very quickly, because I've never heard this before until now. You have been asked to leave your house with your guns and your food and your water. Hold on, I'm not done. I'm not done. And I'm shaking right now because I'm pissed off. And your belongings. They're asking you to leave the perimeter. All of you to leave. A whole neighborhood. What did Alex Jones say? Martial law was coming. What did Paul Begley say? Martial law was coming. What have I said? Martial law was coming. What did Anonymous say? Martial law was coming. What has QAnon said? Martial law is coming. Here we go. And by the way, I just found out QAnon is Jared Kushner. Enjoy.
Skipper Combs, C-O-M-B-S. Chief?
Yeah.
Good afternoon. Thank you, everybody, for coming to Pflugerville, Texas. I've got some information to share.
Sorry.
I want to thank
Blair.
everybody for their patience. First of all, I want to let everybody know that For the last several hours, explosive experts have been, from the FBI, ATF officers, working to safely remove and dispose of homemade explosives
Why is it turning down?
located inside of a
Turn it
residence
down.
in Pflugerville, Texas, and that address is 403 North 2nd Street. 403 North 2nd Street.
That's not good either.
Now,
Trying to get it back.
have been working around the clock with local and other federal agencies. Law enforcement have not left this investigation.
Now it's turning up.
They
Wow.
left their families in order to keep our communities safe, and we're working together. I want to ensure the citizens of Pflugerville and those in adjoining
Pflugerville.
jurisdictions
What a name.
that the reason that we evacuated for a 5-block radius was for their safety, to allow these law enforcement agencies
Bull
to
crap.
do their job.
Listen now.
What we're going to do soon is we're going to shrink that perimeter a few blocks, and you will see police officers and barricades coming up to the railroad,
The police state.
Walnut, and 2nd Street areas. It will take several hours to process the scene, and I know that we have asked every resident in that perimeter to leave their home. That was a difficult task, but that's
Leave their
how much
home.
we cared about their safety.
To see if you got any guns.
Ladies and gentlemen, patience is going to have to work for us here. We know everybody wants to go home. We know everybody wants to eat dinner with their families.
And they
we
never
want
come
that
back.
for you.
Just like in
But we
Harvey.
also
Hurricane
want
Harvey.
to assure that you sleep safe.
They all died, folks.
So we need to let these agencies do their job. I will ask the Pflugerville residents to
They got
go to their
awful
library
audio.
or their recreation center, which is open till 9 o'clock tonight. If you don't have another place to go to, and we will help
That
you.
is a FEMA camp.
We anticipate
How many
hours. I
how many
can't give you
FEMA
a time
camps were
limit right
closed?
now
Walmarts were
because
closed.
the situation is fluid.
She's not telling the truth.
Telling the truth, folks. I don't believe it. I don't trust it.
So, I showed you Kmart. I've showed you places here in Reading. How soon will this happen in Reading? Here's Alex Jones a few years ago warning about this shit, right?
Welcome to the InfoWars Nightly News. I'm your host, Jakari Jackson. It's August 9, 2013. Let's get straight into the news with our top story. Austin, Texas braces for Al-Qaeda terrorist attack. Now, this is a story exclusive to Infowars.com. Law enforcement agencies in Texas have received a special threat advisory based on information provided by the Department of Homeland Security, indicating Austin, Texas has been singled out for a terrorist attack on Friday, August 9th, and that also includes Pasadena, California. Infowars.com reported that multi-agency Homeland Security drills will be conducted in the Austin area over the next few weeks. Now, we have the actual document we're going to show you here on screen. This is from the Texas Military Forces. Unconfirmed reports from the Department of Homeland Security has raised the possibility of random terrorist attacks taking place in Austin, Texas. According to reporting, Austin, Texas the Austin group plans to plant backpack-style bombs on 6th Street on either the 8th or 9th of August. Now, this is a story that's plagued in controversy because we see this article from KXAN, a local Austin affiliate, and they say the threat letter was sent out by mistake. And it says the Texas Military Forces says the memo was received by mistake, and they later rescinded the memo altogether. So we have a question. You may be saying, well, is the terror threat real? Is it fake? And, I'll leave it to your discernment because we have law enforcement, as far as I know, they're still preparing for this very real terror threat, according to the document received by Infowars.com. Meanwhile, the local Austin affiliates are saying, no, it's not real. You shouldn't have it and pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. And it ties into this. This goes into the city of Waco. Police are now entering and inspecting homes to prevent crimes. And this guy was he wasn't trying to prevent a crime. He was actually causing a crime, but I won't go into that. You can look at that video on prisonplanet.tv. But it's the police state. It's all over. It's in Austin, Texas. It's in Waco. It's in Colorado, where they're saying that you can't own a gun if you live inside of a certain apartment complex. And it comes all the way back here to Austin, Texas, where people are very much concerned about these terror threats. So we here at InfoWars hit the streets to see what people thought of this terror threat.
A force protection alert was released to the media by accident this week. What they didn't want us to know was that they were letting the Texas military forces know that a possible terrorist threat is set to take place this weekend in Austin on 6th Street. It's one of our busiest streets here in the city. They say that it's going to probably coincide with the end of Ramadan and that it'll be backpack-style bombs. We all are quite aware of quite a few instances where there have been drills going on at the same time as terrorist activity. So we're going to go check with Austin citizens and see, do they think this is a false flag? Is this legit? Are they still going to go out and party? Is Al-Qaeda here in Austin? Who knew? What do you think about the possible terror threat that's supposed to happen today on 6th Street?
That's a little scary. No concern at all.
Why not? Why not?
Well, we have officials and law enforcement in place to handle that sort of thing.
No, I never heard of first time.
That doesn't frighten you?
No.
Doesn't concern you? Did you hear about it?
No.
Well, I hope that's not true.
Wherever you are nowadays, you have to use some caution and common sense. And like they always say, go with your gut feeling and report suspicious activity. So it doesn't concern me as much as it would most people.
Did you hear about the Department of Homeland Security is going to be performing a lot of terror drills in the next couple weeks in Austin? It's going to be increased military presence?
No, I did not.
They don't want news stations reporting, going, look at all the military helicopters and everything, so that the news stations know, oh, they're just doing drills. But what if something really does happen? Have you ever heard of the FBI doing false flag attacks to create terror events?
No, I have not. No.
Operation Gladio, Gulf of Tonkin, we went to war with Vietnam.
I did hear about that, and I also heard about it when it happened in London as well, that there was training on that exact same day when the actual event happened. But coincidences happen, so, I think coincidences are coincidences, and they happen inevitably.
Today we were running an exercise for a company, and the most peculiar thing was we based our scenario on the simultaneous attacks on the Underground and mainline station. So we had to suddenly switch an exercise from fictional to real.
Just to get this right, you were actually working today on an exercise that envisioned virtually this scenario.
Almost precisely.
Drills on the same day that 9/11 happened. It was all the planes that were flying, they were doing drills of that exact same scenario of a terror attack taking place by people flying planes into buildings on 9/11.
No, I didn't know that.
I'm not a real conspiracy theorist.
This is an article out of USA Today, and this report came out on April 19th, 2004. NORAD had drills eerily like September 11th, Pentagon Trade Center, among imagined targets.
They were doing a drill in the exact same area on that day. That's a fact. That's not a theory.
Yeah, I know that's a fact.
What do you think?
Now I'm thinking they're probably trying to say it's a drill so they don't scare the citizens.
What was the school shooting recently? That one?
Sandy Hook.
They were like within 20 miles.
Right, they were also doing a drill.
Yeah, and that's kind
of a school shooter.
Exactly. That's weird.
Well, what would you think if you saw a military helicopters and guys jumping out of planes and tanks coming with guns? Because that's what is happening here over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'd be running the other way. That's what would scare me.
I really don't. I'm not concerned. It doesn't bother me.
That's out of my hands, I leave it to my military or my president, I guess.
All right, well, it seems like a few people were concerned with the terror threat and the Homeland Security exercises that are going to be taking place in Austin throughout the weekend and over the next couple of weeks. But most people, they're all right with the huge military presence in our town if it means they're going to be safe. For the InfoWars Nightly News, I'm Leanne McAdoo.
Redding Street Watcher out here in Redding, California, East Cypress. We're gonna go take a look down here right in front of the Starbucks on East Cypress right here. There's always a bunch of people that go down here, and cops just don't do anything about it. This fence is all torn down right here. We're just gonna check it out. So you can see a bunch of trash everywhere. Look at all that. I always see people coming down here. Every time I go to Starbucks, there's just homeless people that come down here. And who knows what they do down here. They probably a bunch of drugs. I don't even want to get close to that over there. Who knows what's in those bags? You know what? I'm gonna go down there. I want to see what's down here. It's getting kind of dark, guys, so it'll be a fast one. Look at this trash here. Look at all this. And this is on East Cypress, one of the main busiest roads, roads in Reading. You can tell this is like their hangout spot right here. I can even feel how weird it is down here. It's alright. If I interview. Okay, yeah, no problem. I'll cut you out of there. Yep. Yeah, but I go to the Starbucks over here like every day, and every time I pass by there's like people. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh, from there? Yeah. Oh, jeez.
It's just a bad situation all the way.
It is. It really is, and it's sad how.
I heard there's some pretty bad people hanging out down here.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going in there. No, I'm not going in there.
This canal starts here, and it goes out along the roads and stuff, and it comes out up by Home Depot.
Are you serious?
That's what I was told. And it also comes out behind Lowe's.
Wow.
So it's like a whole mecca of stuff that goes on in there.
Wow, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I'm not sure,
Yeah. Oh, I will. Thank you. Have a good night. Take care. So as you can see here, guys, you know, that's someone that lives right next to this thing. And she was just telling me, I don't know if you heard or not, because I'm recording with my phone today. That canal goes all the way through across town. And for the people that live here in Reading, it goes all the way through here, East Cypress, all the way to the Home Depot, which is like pretty much a gateway for them to just do all kinds of bad shit and then go down here, and they get away with stuff. That's probably their getaway tunnel. But yeah, this is East Cypress right here, Reading Street Watcher. And that was very scary back there, you know. There's just a bunch of weirdos that go down there. Right now there wasn't any, so I was able to come down here. But I will be bringing you guys some more Reading Street Watcher.
Hi, and welcome. You're listening to the X22 Report. My name is Dave, and this is episode 1520B, and today's date is March 13th, 2018, and the title of the episode is The Storm is Upon Us, and It's Getting Stronger. Let's get into the economic collapse, political, and geopolitical news. Now, today, the U.S. House Intel Committee, they threw in the towel on the Russian collusion thing. After 14 months, they couldn't find anything. There was no evidence of collusion. There was no evidence of conspiracy between the Trump campaign and the Russians. Nothing was found whatsoever. And I don't think that Robert Mueller is going to find anything either, because if he did find something, it'd be plastered all over the corporate media. He'd be making a really big deal. He wouldn't be coming out with, oh, Manafort lied or this person lied to the FBI, especially when the FBI continually lies to the American people. That is not Russian collusion. Everything that he is bringing up is little tiny nothings that nobody would even care about. And the only reason they're making it a really big deal is because they have nothing. They have no evidence. They have no proof. His entire time investigating this was a waste of time. And we knew this from the beginning because CNN, through Project Veritas, admitted it was a nothing burger. It was completely made up. But everyone went along with it because they needed to get Trump out of office. That was their main objective. We see the storm is getting stronger. Trump is now removing certain individuals from different positions within the White House. Now, when he first came into the White House, yes, there were Goldman Sachs people. Yes, there were certain individuals, well, in his administration. This was set up by still those in power who said, listen, these are the people that you need. So he took them on. Now what we're seeing is a turnover where he is setting up his own cabinet. Is it complete yet? Absolutely not. He needs to go through many more rounds to weed a lot more people out. But we can see right now that Rex Tillerson, he is gone. Undersecretary Steve Goldstein is gone. We know that Cohen is gone. And there are many other individuals that are going to be removed from all of this. Now, what's very interesting is that Secretary of State Rex Tillerson was out there and he was blaming Russia for the chemical attack in the UK. Now, of course, there's no evidence whatsoever, and we'll get into that in just a minute. But it looks like right after that tweet, all of a sudden, he was fired. Now, Tillerson is being replaced by CIA Director Mike Pompeo. And now, since Pompeo has moved into his position, well, there's the director of the CIA position that is completely open, and that is being filled by Gina Haspel. She's the current deputy director of the CIA. Now, do I think these are two good choices for these offices? Absolutely not. And Haspel, by the way, if confirmed by the Senate, would be the very first female head of the CIA. The one thing that we're looking at here is the background of these individuals. Do they fit into Trump's plan? And I don't think they do. Edward Snowden was out there, and he tweeted that the new CIA director was a key part of the torture program and its illegal cover-up. Her name was on the top secret order demanding the destruction of tapes to prevent them from being seen by Congress. Incredible. He then noted that the new CIA director, Haspel, who tortured some folks, probably can't travel to the EU to meet other spy chiefs without facing arrest due to a complaint to Germany's federal prosecutor. And Julian Assange was out there, and he was tweeting about Mike Pompeo because, you know, he wanted to get Julian Assange, wanted to get WikiLeaks, and I think these individuals are being put into these positions to expose them, to eventually get rid of them, and to clean the entire department out. I don't think he was just going to go in and say, you're fired, because they would make a really big stink about it, and I think he's using a strategy of bringing them up. There's going to be questions about what they've done in the past. The Senate's going to ask them a lot of questions, and they might even turn them down. So we'll have to watch and see how this is, but I believe this is a strategy to basically clean all these individuals out, just like he's cleaned the others out, and I think this is going to continue on. Trump is also laying the groundwork to introduce the death penalty for drug dealers. Now, if this is absolutely true, he's kind of following in the footsteps of Duterte in the Philippines. And when I think when I hear this and I see this, this is not to get the low-level drug dealer. I think he's going after the CIA, the intelligence community, the biggest drug dealers in the world. And I think this is why he's laying the groundwork to introduce this, because remember, they operate the poppy field in Afghanistan. They sell the opium across the world for covert operations, drug smuggling between here and Mexico. And the war on drugs was the war on the CIA's competition. And they're the biggest drug dealers. And I think this is why he most likely is pushing this agenda forward. Now, it looks like the poisoning of Skripal is starting to heat up right now. And we see that the UK, Theresa May, is out there. She is blaming Russia, saying that they have to prove their innocence instead of them proving that they're guilty. And they really don't have that much evidence. The only thing they have, where Theresa May is out there saying that we know it's Russia, is the poison that was used was created by the Soviet Union. It's dubbed Novichok and was used in the poisoning of Sergei Skripal and his daughter. And May demanded that Russia prove details of the program, saying otherwise London would consider the poisoning an attack directed by the Russian government. Now, Lavrov is out there saying that, listen, if you like to pursue this, you need to go through the proper channels. The Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons will handle this. Russia and Britain are members. Let's do this. So let's look at the evidence that the UK has. We know that Sergei Skripal and his daughter, they were poisoned with a military-grade nerve agent of a type developed by the Soviet Union. The nerve agent was a part of a group of agents known as Novichok. Russia has previously produced the agent and would still be capable of doing so. The British government assesses that Russia views some defectors as legitimate targets. The British government concluded that it is highly likely that Russia was responsible for the act against Sergei Skripal. And Theresa May went on to say the following: this was either a direct act by the Russian state against the United Kingdom, or the Russian government lost control of the nerve agent and let it fall into the hands of others. Now, a lot of this seems a little ridiculous. First of all, Novichok, newcomers in English, are a zoo of chemical warfare agents that were developed in the Soviet Union in the 70s and 80s. Some of the newcomers are said to be highly toxic. The existence of these chemical agents was disclosed in 1992. Russia joined the Convention on the Prohibition of the Development and Production, Stockpiling, and Use of Chemical Weapons, and on their destruction in 1997. It has since, unlike the U.S., destroyed all leftover stocks from the Soviet Union chemical weapons program. It does not produce chemical weapons. These agents and their formulas are not exclusively Russian knowledge or product. One of the key manufacturing sites was the Soviet State Scientific Research Institute for Organic Chemistry and Technology in Uzbekistan. Now, the formulas for the various Novichok agents are not a Russian secret. The US, the UK know how to make these. The Porton Down Chemical Weapon Laboratory of the British military is only 8 miles away from Salisbury, where Skripals were allegedly poisoned. The British government claims the Porton Down identified the agent allegedly used on the Skripals. The laboratory is surely also capable of producing such stuff, just like other laboratories in other countries are able to do. So we can see right now that Russia is not the only country that can produce this, and actually they're not even producing it. It was a Soviet Union chemical that was produced back then. Other countries can produce it, other individuals can have it and other people can use it. It doesn't make sense that Russia was going to use this. Actually, Skripal was involved with the Steele dossier, which means the Clintons are involved, which means Christopher Steele is involved, which means there's an investigation going on with these individuals. So why would the Russians care? And think about this. May is out there saying that, well, Russia sees some defectors as legitimate targets. Well, Skripal was living openly in the UK since 2010. Why kill him now? What would be the motive? There is no motive. This is a made-up story. And they're trying to put the blame on Russia. Now, we see out of the Daily Mail, Theresa May might use cyber attacks to retaliate against Russia. I mean, listen to what they're doing here. They're trying to create an incident. That's the whole point of this. They're trying to push an agenda for war. And remember, they're going to create chaos, and I'm talking about the deep state, all over the place. I think they're going to do it in the Middle East. I think they're doing it right now. We might even see an event here in the United States coming up very, very soon. We see Defense Secretary Jim Mattis. He's visiting Afghanistan on Tuesday to meet senior U.S. and Afghan officials and discuss both the military campaign and peeling off some members of the Taliban to pursue a peace deal with the Afghan government. Now, this is an unannounced visit. It comes 2 weeks after Afghan President Ghani made the offer to the Taliban without preconditions to end the war. And the Taliban said last month that it is open to reaching a political settlement and negotiation. There's also an oil pipeline that they're building, and the Taliban would benefit from this. And we can see that Mattis is there to help with these peace talks. No, he is not there to create a war or to separate them, because what we're seeing right now is they're using a completely different strategy. Ghani said at the palace that Trump, his new South Asia strategy, adopted in August, allows Afghan officials to tell their people that talking about peace with the Taliban is not tantamount to surrender or to collapse, which means he's changed the policy of Obama. The policy now is you can have peace talks. Remember, the deep state, they see things in black and white. There's no gray. There is no peace. You either do it our way or there's a war. But as you can see in North Korea, guess what? We're seeing peace. We're seeing peace talks. They've already happened, but this is the show for the rest of the world, for the corporate media, but pretty much everything else has been ironed out in North Korea. We see right now that the CIA, they are pushing the idea that Syria once again is using chemical weapons, even though they have no evidence whatsoever. Nikki Haley is out there saying, we're going to be going into Syria if the UN Security Council can't make up their mind. We're just going in and invading. No, they're not. The deep state right now, they're preparing and getting ready for another false flag in Syria. They're meeting in Jordan. This is where they usually train their moderate rebels. The program has been canceled. The funding has been stopped. But that doesn't mean they don't have other funds to pay the paid mercenaries. Of course they do. And remember, the deep state is still trying to push their agenda. And Russia is saying, listen, if the deep state goes ahead and fires upon Russian troops, there's going to be problems. And Russia just doesn't come out and fire back. I mean, look, Turkey at the time shot down one of their planes. Did they go all out on Turkey? No. There were reports that the U.S. was firing upon Russians. Did they just react and start fighting? No. If the deep state decides to go after Russia, Russia is not going to go and attack. That's not the way they operate. This is put out there by the corporate media, the propaganda. And also, Russia doesn't want to look weak. And they're trying to build this up to make it seem like Russia is going to start war, which they're not. But what we see happening right now is the storm is building. And the storm is headed towards the deep state. And a lot of their individuals are being removed from Trump's administration. There's a lot more to go. Their plans are being stopped at every turn. The country is being prepared for an economic transition. And I think eventually what's going to happen is Xi Jinping, Russia, United States, they're going to take control of the private Western central banking system. Putin has already done this. He controls the central bank, the government. Not the other way around. He calls the shots. This is why Russia has become the enemy. This is why Iran is the enemy. This is why Syria is the enemy. Any country that doesn't have a private Western central bank that's controlled by the Rothschilds, they have become the enemy. So what we're seeing right now is the deep state is preparing for that next dead cat bounce, that next event. And I think it's going to be multiple events. It's not just going to be one. And we can see right now that everything is in motion. And it's going to be a very, very intense rest of this month and going into the rest of this year, because the deep state, they're being pushed further and further back into a corner. And once they reach the tipping point, well, they're going to come out and they're going to do something.
Democracy moves too slow if we were ever attacked on our own shores to win a battle. Because how many know democracy is very cumbersome? So in our Constitution, we enacted something called called something awesome. I hate when my mind goes blank. Whenever we're attacked on our own shores, martial law. Our government. I had been teaching for lots of years that the government, the fivefold ministry, was the government of God. And one day, I was interacting with the Lord, and He said, "You've mistaken. The fivefold ministry is not the government of God; it's the governors of God." I said, "All right." He said, "Government is the structure, the governors govern in, and leadership is the art of governing." You're like, "Are we going to get to the transformed nations part?" But we could never win a war if we didn't change structures in a different season. If we didn't change governmental structures in a different season. Are you following where I'm going? I'm saying, can you see that structures, that government is to empower your strength and cover your weakness? Government is the structure that governors govern in, and leadership is the art of governing. And the Lord said to me, the modern world has never seen the true power of an apostle, because apostles have emerged in a government that was designed for pastors. In a government that was designed for pastors. And He gave me this example. In America, our president is both commander-in-chief and he's obviously president of the United States. When we left this certain country, we did not want to have a king. And so we developed, as you know, a democracy. Democratic republic, really. Democracies are great types of government in times of peace. But our forefathers said, in a time of war, democracy moves too slow if we were ever attacked on our own shores to win a battle. If we were ever attacked on our own shores to win a battle. Democracy moves too slow, because how many know democracy is very cumbersome? So in our Constitution, we enacted something called called something awesome. I hate when my mind goes blank. First, martial law. First, martial law. We're attacked on our own shores. Martial law. Our government instills, Congress votes for martial law, and our president remains president. I hate when my mind goes blank. But democracy is very cumbersome. So in our Constitution, we enacted something called called something awesome. I hate when my mind goes blank. We enacted. Maybe I'll say it again and it'll come to me. But our government changes structure during times of war. I hate when my mind goes blank. Constitution, we enacted something called we enacted something called called something awesome. Called something awesome. Oh, martial law. Oh, martial law. Called something awesome. But our government changes structure during times of war. Whenever we're attacked on our own shores, oh, martial law. I hate when my mind goes blank.
This is Exodus 32:9. And the Lord Yahweh said unto Moses, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Baharakakodash. Double honors to my apostles and elders at Great Millstone, and honors to all you fellow laborers that are enduring afflictions to bring out this word in sincerity and in truth. Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Baharakakodash, Barakathum, to all you sincere listeners. Okay, so I want to go into a lesson on the judgment that's coming to Israel and the judgment that's here upon Israel. Hey, because, I was watching the brother in Atlanta. It was a spirit because I was going to do a lesson similar to what he did. Because, I have a family member that I grew up with, and he's catching just pure, unadulterated hell. And, he met a couple of the other brothers, over the weekend. And brothers was like, damn, he bugged out. And I was like, yeah, man. Yeah, this is what'll happen, man, if you're not obedient to the Lord, man. And then that same day, he got a heavy ass judgment, I talked to him earlier, and I've told him repeatedly. He's one of the first people I told. He was an Israelite. He's a Gadak dude, So I told him he's an Israelite. I told a lot of people, man. And the overwhelming majority of people that I told, they rejected it. They fanned their hand. And now judgment is coming. And now people are being forced to acknowledge the power of the Heavenly Father and being forced to acknowledge that we are the prophets of the Lord. Because they might call us Ak, they might, Shalom us, yet they're not fully taking this seriously, man. Yet because of the judgments that are upon the earth and the judgments upon them, some of them are starting to consider. Yet they still not getting it all the way, man. Because the Lord have blinded them. This is Proverbs 28:5. Evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek the Lord Yahweh understand all things. Yeah, evil men don't understand judgment. See us, if we stump our toe, okay, somebody rise up against us, we consider, okay, well, what is this judgment for? Is this just chastisement for doing the work, or am I doing something I'm not supposed to be doing in my day-to-day, man? We understand the judgment, but evil men don't. Because the scripture say what? They that seek the Lord understand all things. Why? Because the Lord has sent his spirit down upon us, starting with our apostles and elders, man. And he's supping with us. Yet these people out here, man, they don't get it, man. And they're not going to wake up until these missiles come. I tell you that in Isaiah the 6th chapter. This is Proverbs 8:10-1. Through desire, a man, through the lust, okay? Because lust just means desire. So through desire, a man, having separated himself, seeketh and intermeddleth with all wisdom. And you got a lot of our people like that. Okay, they'll shalom one group of jakes, and then they'll hotep the other, man. Why? Because they're intermeddling with all wisdom. People say, I'm a universal revolutionary. I'm a Unitarian. I take a little bit from everything. And that brings more judgment upon you, man, because once you know that you're an Israelite, now you're opened up, man. Matter of fact, let me get James, the 4th chapter. Yeah, once you acknowledge that you're an Israelite, okay, you acknowledge what we preach, and then you do otherwise, to you it's sin, and that's when the judgment really comes upon you. This is James 4:17. Therefore, to him that knoweth to do good and doeth it not, to him it is sin. Yeah, that's right. Because now you have a reference point of good and evil. Before, when you was out in the world, you didn't know. Okay, you're just a regular ass so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American with no direction, no guidance. Yet the Lord have sent his prophets down and you rejected them. So now the only thing left for you is judgment, man. This is Romans 10 and 17. So then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of the Most High. But I say, have they not heard? Yes, verily, their sound went into all the earth, and their words unto the ends of the world. And that's true. I stopped to go get some stuff from my car, and this dude looked at me. He's like, hey, man, where I know you from? And come to find out, he had watched one of the videos, and, I told him he was a Israelite. I expounded onto him a little more, and he was like, GSM? I was like, nah, GMS. Like, GMS, I'm going to check it out. So he's heard, man. So he knows what it's about. But I say, have they not heard? Yes, verily, their sound went into all the earth, and their words unto the ends of the world. And that's pertaining to Matthew, the 24th chapter. All right, when this gospel is preached to the four ends of the earth, and then shall the end come, which is why the judgment is so heavy right now. Matter of fact, let me get Psalms 9 and 16. The Lord Yahweh is known by the judgment which he executeth. Yeah, that's how we know. That's how we know that the Lord is real, by the judgment, man. Just by him bugging out the majority of our people, you know the Lord is real, because they'll actually know that they're Israelites, yet their way of salvation, their way of getting out of the situation is totally contrary to the scriptures, man. They'll just bypass everything that's written in the scriptures. They'll know, okay, yeah, we got to take out Esau. Yeah, we got to get all the tribes together. Yet they still won't consider that they need to just wait and be obedient and wait upon Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. Because that's a judgment placed upon him, man. Matter of fact, Romans 11 and 7. This is the judgment, man. This is a judgment upon the majority of our people. What then? Romans 11 and 7. What then? Israel have not attained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. And that's a judgment, man, for you to be blinded. Going back to Isaiah, the 6th chapter. Okay? Now I'm going to go back to Psalms, the 9th chapter after this. This is Isaiah chapter 6, verse 9. And he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert, and be healed. Yeah, see, because if you actually understood and you got right, talking about the majority of our people, the Lord would have to heal you, but he don't want to heal you, man. He want to destroy you. Then said I, Lord, how long? And he answered, until the cities be wasted without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly desolate. Yeah, so that's when our people are going to consider when they come back through the loins of the elect, man. That's their judgment. Psalms 9 and 16, the Lord Yahweh is known by the judgment which he executeth. Yeah, the judgment which he's executing upon our people. And he's judging people that I know heavily, man. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. Hegayan Selah. Yeah, the work of your own hands, man. Okay, because you're supposed to be working. You're not supposed to be working to bring forth another doctrine, okay, or anything outside of the realm and the authority of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. Okay, so you're gonna be snared. You're gonna be snared in those devices, man. Let me go back to Proverbs 18 and 1. Through desire, a man, having separated himself, seeketh and intermeddleth with all wisdom. And what does that do? That bugs you out, and that leaves you open for the judgment of the Heavenly Father, man. I'm gonna get a last couple of scriptures. This is Jeremiah 46 and 28. Fear thou not, O Jacob, my servant, saith the Lord Yahweh, for I am with thee. For I will make a full end of all the nations whither I have driven thee. Yeah, that's right. So all these nations, they're going to be put down. Okay, and they're going to be under our rule, under our subjection. But I will not make a full end of thee. I mean, he's not going to make a full end, but correct thee in measure. Yet will I not leave thee wholly unpunished. And what's that measure? The 2/3, man. This is Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, that land's talking about right here in America, also known as Syria, the daughter of Babylon, spiritual Sodom and Egypt, saith the Lord Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the 3rd shall be left therein. See, and that's the judgment, man. That's the judgment upon the majority of our people here in America. Why? Because they ain't right, man. They're intermeddling with all wisdom. Okay, they're bucking up, they're rebellious, they're stiff-necked. So our people have left no choice but for the Lord to destroy him. Pretty much you giving him no alternative, man. Okay, he sent his prophets out, you scoff at him, or you take it half-heartedly. So now he got to kill you, man. But the third shall be left therein, and I will bring the third part through the fire. And Lord's will, we're part of that third part. Hey, because we're not trying to go out like that, man. And we'll refine them as silver is refined, and we'll try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people. And they shall say, the Lord Yahweh is my power. And we're going to call on that name. The scriptures tell you in Sirach, the 17th chapter, and his elect shall praise his holy name. Okay, so I just want to go into that. Hey, the judgment is here, man. The judgment is here, and it's only going to pick up, man. People getting judged left and right. And meanwhile, us, man, we're getting built up more in the spirit. We were with some of the younger brothers in Monterey, and the police rolled up. We were fellowshipping afterwards, and it was astounding. It was a great work of the Heavenly Father. Okay, one was an Edomite, and one, he was an Irish guy. He turned out to be a Jake. Quick testimonial. And then the spirit hopped on me. I pretty much said, hey, look, man, we gonna be here, man. Get used to us. And the cop, the Edomite, he wanted to kill us. He had trigger finger. He kept reaching for his gun. But the dude at the end, he saluted, and he was like, all right, man. He left, man. I was like, yeah, man, pretty much, don't come back here, Hey, and the Lord was with it, man. I was respectful about it. Hey, they left, and we continued the fellowship, man. Hey, and, like the scriptures say, hey, nevertheless, don't rejoice. I'm paraphrasing. Rejoice that you have power over the spirits, but that your names are written in the book of life. See, the Lord, what you people are going to find out is the Lord is 100% with us, man. Okay, we're the prophets of the Lord. We're the servants of the power of the great spirit, man. The creator, the one who you know as God, Yahweh, man. And we're direct servants of his son, Yahweh Shai. Okay, through us serving each other, starting with our apostles and elders. So there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do to stop us, man. Okay, the Lord is going to continue to have us bring out this word until the time appointed. You people are going to continue to be plagued. Ultimately, you're going to be destroyed. And the third part, we're going to be refined. We continue the refinement process, and we're going to be delivered through the spirit and great power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. I'm looking up in the sky. There's all types of chariots. The wind is going. The water's moving. It's a beautiful time, man. So, you brothers, you low in the spirit. You shouldn't be. The scriptures tell you in Luke that you're supposed to lift up your head because our redemption draweth nigh, man. The Lord is about to work a great work, man. We're going to get the greatest victory known to man if we just continue to serve and reverence Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai and all the men that he set up over us. Okay, so hopefully it was edifying, and shalom to the elect, and death to America, and death to you 2/3, man. And it's still death to the nigger woman.
First, I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who are teaching this truth and sincerity. And a shout out to Yakim that's out there on the four corners of the earth. Push this word out, risking your lives to do so in places where, are diverse, that you wouldn't think that there are Israelites, but we've been scattered among the four corners of the earth, so we're in diverse places, and we're seeing things happen at an alarming rate, and so, been talking about this for a while, that, of course, we know that Kmart and Sears have closed here in Reading, that, this is just the very tail end of it, about another week or two, it's be gone completely, so that's going to be 200 more jobs gone, and this is a sinking economy, we know that Toys R Us went out completely now, so that's totally going to shut down a lot of jobs. We know that Radio Shack is gone, lots of other places, as this is a sinking ship. But, most of all, this place, America, Babylon the Great, it was taken with violence. It was taken from the tribe of Gad. And then, we were brought over here on ships. The rest of the tribes were brought here on the ships, especially the southern kingdom. So I'm going to read out Amos chapter 9. I saw Yahweh standing upon the altar, and he said, smite the lintel at the door, that thy posts may shake, and cut them in the head, all of them, and I will slay the last of them with the sword. He that fleeth of them shall not flee away, and he that escapeth of them shall not be delivered. Though they dig into hell, thence shall mine hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. And it's talking about these Edomites and how they're,
building underground tunnels. We know about the Walmart underground tunnels, and we know about all these hidden bases and shit. They're not going to be able to hide themselves from the Most High. Most High is going to get every one of these goddamn motherfuckers. And though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, I will search and take them out thence. And though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, thence will I command the serpent, and he shall bite them. Thus, there's submarines and shit. Think they're going to hide underwater, nuclear submarines and all that, But the Most High is going to get their ass. And though they go into captivity before their enemies, thence will I command the sword, and it shall slay them, and I will set mine eyes upon them for evil and not for good. And I do apologize about the wind. It's probably screwing up this video, but I'm doing the best I can. Esau been screwing with the weather, so of course everything's off scale a bit. And the Lord Yahweh of hosts is he that toucheth the land, and it shall melt, and all that dwell therein shall mourn, and it shall rise up wholly like a flood, and shall be drowned as by the flood of Egypt. And again, that's happening, and of course Austin is under martial law now, because they set off some false flags, just like the Boss bombing. Now you have these false flag events happening in Austin, so that's on lockdown. Well, what do you think's going to happen over here when they start setting stuff up? It's a lot easier to lock down a Midtown than it is a bigger town, but they've got these places locked down. Of course, because that's what the Jade Helm drills were. And what was the main Jade Helm state? It was Texas, So we know they're getting ready to lock everything down, and, we already know how corrupt the Reading Police Department is, and, the fact that they could beat the shit out of the homeless, and nobody really gives a fuck because the fucking attitude of fucking Edomites here is against the homeless. They hate homeless people. Esau's always trying a way to fuck with them. And these are homeless Edomites, by the way. So how much more do they hate us? Blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, and the confusion of face to be among them. Because, again, this place has got to go. And we're seeing it, we're seeing it going. We're seeing bigger corporations shut down, as they close shop, for good, You're not going to bounce back from this, even though they're trying to say that, now, other toy stores will emerge from this. How? Did you see a bunch of shit happen after Mervyn's closed? Did you see a bunch of shit come back after McMahon's? No, man. These places are abandoned buildings, and that's what they want, so it's a lot easier to lock people down, because, again, we already see what's happening in Austin now, as they set off more and more false flags, and so, it's time to push out the word while we still can and utilize this time, so, we're prophesying against Mount Seir, we're coming out, to the best of our abilities, It is he that buildeth his stories in the heaven, and hath confounded his troop in the earth. It's talking about Esau. He that calleth for the waters of the sea, and poureth them out upon the face of the earth. The Lord is his name. Actually, that part's talking about the Lord, sorry. But Esau, he likes to call his place heaven as well. Are ye not as the children of the Ethiopians unto me, O children of Yashala, saith Yahweh? Have not I brought you up, Israel, out of the land of Egypt, and from the Philistines, from Kepher, and the Syrians from Ker? Behold, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it off the face of the earth, saying that I will utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith Yahweh. And that's what happened to us. That's why we had to flee into the mountains, which is the Sahara, and how we ended up here to begin with. Because we went off, man. We became like the other nations. That's why we were brought up like the other nations. That's why we were taught doctrines of devils, such as stretch Christianity, and all these other doctrines. We were no longer raised Hebrew. We were raised Edomite, We were pretty much raised in a society where you have bullshit songs like, this land is your land, this land is my land, but that's not how the fucking shit goes down. But they want you to believe in this illusion that everything was made for you and me. No, it wasn't. It was made for them. And look what's happening to them. Shit is shutting down. Esau is shutting this shit down. You know, aka Rothschild. You know, because it's Rothschild that's behind everything, you know. And he knows that his deep state is losing. I just uploaded a video on that, you know, which is actually a re-upload, you know, from X22 report. You know, that the deep state is losing their grip on everything. So that's why you're seeing the false flags. This was already predicted before the shit started going down with this Austin hoax, you know, which is pretty much gun grab, you know, and martial law. Basically, so they can have martial law over there and put people into the FEMA camps. Duh. And what do you think these abandoned buildings are? What do you think these underground tunnels are to Walmart? You know, why is everything going to where it's a Walmart only, that you can only go to Walmart now? That's part of the conditioning, man. And so we're seeing it break down. This being the year of prophecy, we're going to continue to see things, and it is happening at a more fast rate, you know? And this is not to take lightly. For lo, I will command, and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations, like as corn is sifted in a slave, yet shall not grain fall upon the earth. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say, the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. In that day I will raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen. And that's what's happening now. That's why you're seeing us on the streets prophesying against this place. And close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old, that they may possess the remnant of Edom. So, you know, the rest of you Edomites going into slavery. And all the heathen which are called by my name, saith Yahweh that does this. Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that the plowman shall overtake the reaper and the treader of grapes, him that soweth seed, and the mountains shall drop sweet wine, and all the hills shall melt. And mountains in this format means armies, you know. We're going to take Esau and all of his armies. And I'll bring again the captivity of my people of Israel, and they shall build the waste cities and inhabit them. They shall plant vineyards and drink the wine thereof. They shall also make gardens and eat the fruit of them. And I will plant them upon their land. And they shall no more be pulled up out of their land, which I have given them, saith Yahweh. And so that's what's about to take place. You know, I did another video about it, you know, that there's a transference about to happen. You know, that everything's being transferred in our account. That is the elect, the house of David, which is mentioned here in Amos chapter 9. So I hope this has been edifying, and like everything else, man, just stay tuned, man, and just keep pushing this word out there while you still can. Don't know how much longer we'll be on this internet as they take down videos right and left and shutting down this truth. And martial law coming to more and more cities. Shalom.
All right. First off, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rukra Kodash. All right. Double honors to our elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Double honors. Who taught us this truth. All right. Peace and salutations to the Akim and hopefully elect, pushing this truth in sincerity and honesty. All right. We're the brothers. We over here in the Monterey County area, state of California. All right. And we just wanted to do, you know, a little sit down lesson in the spirit, man. All right. So anybody want to pull out some first precepts, we can pull that out.
I feel like maybe today we should probably start by touching in on the women, you know. Earlier today put out some good precepts because a lot of our women out there are lost, man. Not just of Israel, but of all these other nations just out here in the Great Babylon. Great confusion, you know. They don't understand that what they doing is wrong, you know, in the Most High's eyes, and that's why they going through the tribulations that they're going through as well.
And a lot of men are falling into the females' ways in the factor of that they forget their work by following, by falling in love with the female. There's nothing wrong with loving the female, but the work comes first. But when some individuals basically get snagged in the female's what she wants him to do, and ends up falling out of this truth. All right.
Yeah. So we're gonna bring out some precepts to back up this, because this does say prove all things. So
I'm gonna go into this is First Ezra, chapter 4, verse. I'll start with 25. Wherefore a man loveth his wife better than father or mother. Yea, many be that have ran out of their wits for women and become servants for their sake. So they basically ran out of what they needed to do for this truth and became servants for the female, when actually it's supposed to be completely opposite, especially in this modern time. A lot of women, or women in general, are basically absurd over the men, which is basically known as an abomination to the Most High.
Yeah, that's pushing off a feminine spirit on a lot of you brothers, and y'all don't even realize it. Being under control of these females.
Barakatah Yahweh Shai. That's GMS Solomon Assembly too. He said this. What he say? 1 Corinthians. So, 1 Corinthians 7:29. Anybody want to grab that real quick?
1 Corinthians. Hey, thanks, brother. Precept out there.
Yep.
Helping us touch in on
the water.
1 Corinthians 31 and 22.
Yep. Yep, that's the spirit. I was just about to pull that one out in Jeremiah 31 and 22. Because the women, they're not supposed to have this much authority. That's why, but the Lord, we're under the curses right now. Oh, he said the first one is 1 Corinthians 7 and 29.
Oh, 7 and 29. All right,
yeah.
For sure.
I'm almost there. Appreciate it. He said 7 and 29?
Yep.
Okay, I'm here. 1 Corinthians 7 and 29. But I say this, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they have none.
Definitely, because right now a lot of things are at stake in this moment. So it's better to live a life without, worrying about a female, all right, in these times, because a lot of situations, a lot of these prophecies are coming to pass. So you might as well, if you can, live a life without a female and without a child. But if that has happened before, you already are in this truth, and do what you must, to take care of them.
If I may add, because the woman, she's the weaker vessel. All right, the woman, the Lord, He created the man first, and He created the woman for the man. So the woman, she's supposed to be in subjection unto the man, as the man is in subjection unto Yahweh Shai. All right, I just want to pull out. This is 1 Timothy 2, and I'm gonna start at 13. It says, "For Adam was first formed, then Eve." Verse 14, "And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in transgression." All right, so that just goes to show that the woman, she's weaker, man, and she's not gonna be able to she's not gonna be able to do the Lord's work. All right, because the first off, the Most High Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai is not working with the woman. All right, He has to bring up the man first. All right, so by default, all right, your woman, she's just a vessel. All right, for Satan. Satan could use her. All right, to push your buttons. All right, Satan can use her. All right. Hey, Shalom, Yahweh Shai is king.
Shalom, hey, and that's the ark.
Yeah.
And right,
so I was going in the spirit. Yeah, the spiritual demon Satan could use your woman to get to your weak spot, man.
Yeah.
All right. Just like if you look for in the instance of Samson, how the woman she was asking him what was his weak spot. All right, and she went and told the Philistines, and then that's how they captured Samson. You feel me? Because the woman, she kept on bugging Samson, man. All right,
Yeah, I got a precept on that too.
And GMS Solomon Assembly says Satan used Job's wife, man.
Yeah,
definitely.
All right, because Job, he was living a prosperous life. All right, and then the spiritual demon Satan, the Lord used the spiritual demon Satan, all right, to tempt Job to see if Job was going off. This is Job, Salaki, my phone is buggy. Job chapter 2 and 9. It says, "Then said his wife unto him, didst thou still retain thine integrity? Curse the Most High and die."
Yeah,
that's
see that.
Yeah, that's what these women want you to do.
Yeah, Khan.
Yeah, because they can't go through the furnace of adversity, man.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
They're too emotional.
Yep, and the perfect example was Job's wife. How Job, you feel me? He was going through it. All right, and he was keeping his integrity. All right, through his furnace of adversity. All right, but the woman, she was the weaker link, man. All right, she fell off right there. She told Job to curse the Most High and die, man. All right, just because she couldn't take that the low route, man. Which there's a precept where it says we have to be patient when the Lord brings us into a lower state.
I did want to bring one out though.
Go ahead.
Genesis 2 and 18, and the Lord said it's not good for that a man should be alone. I will make a helpmeet for him. It goes on to say in Genesis 2 and 21, and Lord Yahweh caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept, and he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh thereof, and the rib which the Lord Yahweh had taken from him, he made a woman and brought her into the man.
Yeah.
And Adam said, "This is now the bones of my bones, flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman because she was taken out of man." A lot of these females, they act like they came first and that they come first. You know, that's why we gotta. We get down there in this society, we gotta praise the woman. She was made to help us. It clearly says that in the scriptures.
Yep,
she was a help me for us.
Because what it is, the Lord, he took a woman out of the family line of Adam and separated her.
Definitely. And then may I say, he said, "I will make it help me." So that just shows that these females are meant to be under the men.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Can I pull out?
Yeah. First Corinthians chapter 3:11-3 says, "But I will have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Hamashiach is the Most High, Yahweh." All right. So these women, they're supposed to be serving us and worshiping us. Basically, it's basically serving us, man. All right. Because if you go back, I believe it was Abraham, where Abraham's wife, she called him Lord. All right, meaning, hey, they are to comfort us, man. Did not the scripture say the woman is supposed to be a pillar of rest?
Now I pull out a precept like how he was saying when you come into the society, when you come into this modern Western society, a lot of these females are absurd over the man. This is Jeremiah 31 and 22. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter?
Talking about Israel. All right, because the Lord, he punished us. All right, by first thing he did, he took our women from us.
Yeah, And then it says, "For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man."
Yep. It says a woman shall compass a man, and that's what you see in America, man. All right, that's what you see in America, women compassing a man. All right, and it says Yahushua is king. He said, "I find it funny Christians think a man can't have multiple women." Yeah, because those Christians, they got a feminine spirit on them. They got that Jesus demon. All right, but you see, that's just show you how backwards this world is, man. All right, because they got women. All right, first of all, social media, that's like the number one reason that women are lovers of themselves. Same thing goes for the men. All right, but they put their bodies out there. All right, just so they can get the views and the likes. All right, they get the rocks off just by getting views and likes and stuff. All right, GMS, that's the Ak right there.
Yeah.
He said, "Yeah, them Christians, they're pussified, man." All right, them niggas is soft.
That's funny. But I got a precept about what you speaking on it now. That one that I brought up in 1 Corinthians. This is Ephesians 5 and 22. "Wives, submit yourself unto your own husbands as unto the Lord. Yeah. The husband is the head of the wife, as the Mashiach is head of the church.
Con.
He is the savior of the body.
Con.
You know, but women nowadays they ain't doing that.
It says. Look, read that one more time if you want.
Yeah, I believe that I pulled up a similar scripture as that. But
yeah, that's what I was saying in First Corinthians.
Yeah, it's similar.
But see, it says the woman hath to obey us as we have to obey the Most High.
Yeah, but then
seeing that today.
Today you don't see that because, hey, Shalom KDC. Hey, you don't see that because look, these women, they look down upon the men of the Lord. All right. Hey, we gotta work all these jobs and stuff. All right, but a woman, she can just become a stripper. All right, she can become a stripper and end up getting famous, just like Cardi B. All right, a woman, she can get famous just by promoting her body on Instagram and social media.
Yeah, and get paid by that app.
Yep.
You feel me?
And then a lot of these women, are actually lesbians, man.
Yeah.
All right.
And not only that, like you were saying, you'll be working, doing all this stuff. Woman will be complaining that you ain't spending enough time with her, but you real life busy. So then while you sitting there busy, actually trying to do stuff that's gonna further your life and for her too, for her sake, then she turn around and she messing around with people behind your back.
Ecclesiastes 7:7.
And then if you try to put hands on her, that's looked down upon in this kingdom. When really, if a woman commit adultery, you supposed to put her to death, man.
And the man.
And the dude. Yeah, this is 1 Timothy 5:6. It says, "But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth." That's right, because hey, man, hey, these women, they're just straight demons, man. All right, go ahead if you.
Yeah. I see that in a lot of in today out here. There's a lot of girls be trying to run around here, be prostitutes. You know what I'm saying? They think that they getting all this money. They be perpetrating on social media like they happy, but you know they ain't happy. You know what I'm saying? They turn around and they'll be on social media pouring out their feelings because they know they ain't happy. You know,
this is
giving up their body to everybody, taking on these spirits.
This is Proverbs 31:3. Give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings.
Ooh, give not thy strength unto women, man. All right, we are to give our strength unto Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, man. We are not to be cucks. All right, meaning that suck ups, man. All right, coming into these women, all right, and basically worshiping women. All right, because in order to keep a woman in today's society, you gotta worship her, man.
Yeah.
All right, and then if you try to go and get another woman, all right, she'll cuss you out and then she'll leave you.
For real, that's ridiculous.
All right, which is that's wicked as hell. A woman is not supposed to leave a man. All right, so hey, these women are totally backwards. That's why when Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, when he comes back, he's going to establish that order, man. All right, these women are going to go back to their natural positions because hey, women, they're not fit to rule anything, man. They're not fit, all right, to what is it, to have authority?
Yeah, definitely.
They're not fit to make decisions.
That's
all right. Women, they don't even know what they want to eat.
They think rationally. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they think with their emotions, man.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Women, they think with their emotions. All right, they get all emotional. All right, when the scripture say to put aside thine emotions. All right, I'm roughly paraphrasing.
Yeah, Salakiyak, but I got a precept for that too. 1 Timothy 2 and 9. And like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel, and shamefacedness.
Exactly,
and that's what you don't see nowadays. A lot of females like to wear them tight ass pants. You know, they get pissed off when you're looking at them, but their ass is showing.
For real.
Like that's a contradiction in itself. My bad.
Man, I seen a grandma running with spandex on. Like, what is this, man?
Yeah, that's Babylon juice right there.
Yeah.
All right, the so-called white man, he's got that vibration out there with women. All right, spandex and stretchy pants and all that shit. All right, that's the number one thing. All right, you see old ass ladies wearing yoga pants. Yeah. All right, then you go and you see like a 4-year-old little girl or 5-year-old little girl wearing the same shit. All right, so hey, man. This place is really, really wicked as hell, and they need to be destroyed, man.
And then my bad, but what's modest apparel, man? Modest apparel is to be in drapes and dresses, you know.
Yeah, well, what does it do? It covers up your the woman's body, all right? Because everything about a woman is sexual, even her feet, her hands, her voice. All right, so she's supposed to be covered up. This is KDC. He said Ecclesiasticus 25 and 19. It says, all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. Man. And that's why a lot of these women are going to receive judgment in these last days, man.
Yeah.
All right. Because they want to live wicked. This is the brother GMS Bonmar, Deuteronomy 22:5. It says, the women shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man. Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are an abomination unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai thy power. That's right. And I was actually watching a video. I mean, I seen it. I didn't click on it, but what was that wrestler, John Cena?
Oh yeah,
he was just recently. They recently put him in a dress and stuff, in a wig.
You see, they doing that, man.
And then you got women on the street that want to be men. All right, you see these Edomite women. All right, these punk rock Edomite women. They cut their hair. All right, and then they want to turn into a dude. All right, so totally backwards. And like the GMS Solomon Assembly said, he said that those emotions are means demons. It goes right back to a lot of people got demons on them, man.
Yeah, and then
that's a good one. Ecclesiasticus 42:13 by the GMS Bonmar.
I'll pull that out right now.
Yep. All right, because that's actually one I was meaning to pull up a precept too.
Yeah,
that's a spirit, huh?
That is a spirit.
One I was gonna bring up I was gonna further go into 1 Timothy 2 and 11. Let the woman learn in silence and subjection. I've been trying to, tell women about this, but all they want to do is just keep butting in, adding in their questions. But what about this? What about that?
Yeah, because
these women don't want to learn in subjection.
You can't teach a woman anything right now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That's for the kingdom, but these women are done for. All right, there's certain women that the Lord has preserved. All right, for those men when all hell break loose. All right, but right now you can't teach a woman anything. She's adverse against Yahushai. Just like the Akim Chanak from the GMS SF camp, he said that the woman is a direct enemy to Yahushai.
Yeah,
all right, because if you show a woman a picture of Yahushai, or she sees a so-called black man or with red eyes, or she's gonna hate that image, man. Or but that's the image of the Savior. But then if you show her the Caesar Bordiga, the fake ass Jesus, all right. With the dog hair, all right, with the pale skin, all right, she's gonna love that image, man. All right, especially the Latin tribes women, all right, the Israelites, they love that Jesus juice, that Jesus demon.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So what was that?
So the majority of our women in America, they're Babylonians, man. You want to pull up that precept?
What was it? He said Ecclesiasticus 42.
42 and 13.
42 and 13.
That's why he said that. That's why in the scriptures it says that be as though as thou has no wife. All right, because these women, they'll try to get you out of the truth because these demons will use these women as emotions. All right, you want to go out and hit the highways and hedges, and then she's always complaining, man, saying that you need to spend more time, but really you're doing this for the sake of both, for you and her, man. You're doing this for the sake so you guys could be saved, man. Yeah, the women are worldly. You want to pull that up?
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 42 and 13. For from garment cometh a moth.
A moth.
A moth, and from woman wickedness.
Yeah, let me see that again.
From women wickedness.
It says, for from garments cometh a moth, and from women wickedness. Because basically that garment represents us being knowing as truth, being in the spirit. Mm-hmm. All right, and the moth represents the woman. All right, because what does moths do? They eat at your garments, right? Well, hey, if a woman, she'll eat at your spirit, man. All right, you come home from the plantation job, or you come home from the highways and hedges. All right, all you want to do is relax. You're exhausted. All right, and then you got to hear some more bullshit when you get home. All right, from these women, man.
Matter of fact.
All right, because these women, hey, they're worldly. All right, they don't know how to be in the spirit, man. All right, because they don't have that. They need guidance.
I grabbed you.
This is 1 Corinthians from GMS Solemn Assembly, 1 Corinthians 7 and 33. But he that is married, careth for the things that are of the world, how he may please his wife. Yep, exactly, man. That's a good precept. Yapa. All right, because if you're in this world, all you're gonna do is care about pleasing that woman, man. All right, you're gonna stop hanging out with the Akim. Are you gonna stop going out on the highways and hedges? It's gonna get fewer and fewer, all because you got the woman in your ear saying that you need to spend more time with her. All right, that you out there. She might lie on you and say that you messing with other women. All right, well, really, if you are messing with other women, that's not a problem. That's not a problem. That's your business. All right, but then she's just gonna use that emotional to try to and on top of that, all right, if you have a woman, she knows all the buttons to push. Yeah. All right, to get under your nerves, to get you mad. All right. Well, really, you know what I mean? Underneath closed doors, she probably got wonton eyes. All right. Trying to, you know. So, I mean, I don't want to go deep into it, man. But these women are off, man.
I got
all the way off.
Precept on that. Ecclesiastes 7:28. He was talking about he was looking for like holy people or people, righteous people, and it says, "Which yet my soul seeketh, but one I find not. One man among 1,000 have I found, but a woman amongst all those I have not found." You know, so that's pretty much saying, he said, out of every 1,000 men, he found one righteous man. But amongst all of the women, he didn't find not one. Man.
Hey, that's a good point that you pulled up too. He said amongst all, he said he didn't find one righteous man, but by default there was none righteous woman in there either.
No, he said he found one righteous man amongst 1,000, but still didn't find not even one righteous woman, not even for that one man. You know,
exactly, because that just goes to show that these women, you feel me, they ain't right, man. These women, they need death. They need that death and destruction, man.
Pull a precept out.
That death by pain.
This is Ecclesiastes 7, and I'll start with verse 26. It says, "And I find more bitter than death the woman, whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. Whoso pleaseth Yahweh shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her." That's right. It says her hands are snares and nets, and her hands are as bands, man. Because her hands are like they grasp you into what they want you to do. And if you're not strong within the spirit, man, they're gonna make you fall off. You're gonna fall out of this truth.
Just like I want to put GMS Solomon Assembly, he said that these women are a distraction. That's right. All right, because if you say you at home with your girl, all right, and she's not spiritual, she's not trying to get into the scriptures, all right, she's not trying to encourage you to get into the scriptures. All right, what does she want you to do? She wants you to watch movies with her. Yeah. All right, she wants you to go out and eat and go do. Basically, she's like a distraction, trying to throw you off. All right, when really all you want to do is read, get into the scriptures.
Yeah, it's by default, man. It's by nature they do these things.
The water. Go ahead,
It says, I'm gonna continue. Whosoever pleaseth Yahweh shall escape from her. So if you want to please Yahweh, you'll escape from those distractions. But the sinner shall be taken by her. So if you ain't strong with the spirit, if you're not willing to put your all into this spirit, into this truth, then you're basically gonna get pulled away from the work you have to put in, man.
Yep.
By the female. My camera keeps shutting off for some reason.
I was trying to find that scripture where it says, "Then she shall know that she's the enemy; she shall be trampled down."
That's Micah 7:10. I think.
Ooh, I hope it is.
I'm pretty sure.
Micah 7:10.
Yeah.
All right. You might want to pull up a precept from up there.
From the top.
Yeah.
How do you? My bad. How do you pull it up on your phone?
Yeah, my phone is buggy, man. I hate that. 1 Corinthians. Oh, this the brother KDC. I'm gonna pull this one up first. Ecclesiastes 25:24. Of the women came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Ecclesiastes 25 and Yeah, because of Eve, man.
Which one is that again? I gotta
Ecclesiasticus 25, Salaki, 25 and 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. That's right, the nigga woman.
Oh, dang, sorry.
Yeah.
You lose 3 points.
Yeah, you lost 3 points for that one.
I needed to write it down though. But you said Ecclesiastics. Which one again?
Ecclesiasticus 25 and 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. So, yeah, by Eve, all right, the nigga woman, all right, which is all these women, these tribes, all right, starting with the blacks, Latino, Native Indian woman, they represent Eve, man. All right, and basically through her, this is her and the serpent. All right, because in the beginning the serpent beguiled Eve. All right, so the serpent represents the so-called white man. All right, so you see the so-called white man. This is his kingdom, which is America. All right, and then they put the woman above a man. Going back to that precept where the Lord, he said, "I'll create a new thing. A woman shall surpass a man." All right, so that's what you see now, man. These women. They take full advantage of this kingdom, man.
Definitely.
All right, they'll take full advantage of you and make you pay.
Most of them are not feministic. Is it?
I was gonna say they take advantage of you and they make you pay. Hold that thought. They make you pay child support. All right. They make you worship them. Their every whim. All right. They make you bow down and get on one knee and then ask them into marriage. All right, when really that's the act of marriage with the ring, that's paganistic.
That is paganistic.
It's like a ritual, as you were telling me before.
Yep.
I got that precept for you though, if you need that.
Go ahead.
It's Micah 7 and 10. Then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her which said unto me. Continue.
Yeah, so this is talking about when all hell breaks loose, man. All right, when the Lord collapsed America, and then in martial law, which we're really close on that right now, man. We're really close on that martial law, and Lord. So these women, they're gonna lose all their power, man. All right, because America is gonna collapse this whole power structure,
and that's really gonna show how independent they really are. Because nowadays they're like, "Oh, I'm an independent woman. They can do whatever. Oh, I can do whatever."
And brothers, women's, they gonna shut the hell up, man. They gonna be up under their men. All right, if the Lord allows and deems them to be saved in these last days, all right, they gonna shut the hell up, man. They ain't gonna be bitching at you because you're gonna have that full power. All right, that the Lord is gonna grant you, man. All right, and if not, you can just leave her out in the wilderness, man. All right, you feel me? Like these.
Bro, let's see what she does then. I'm gonna continue. Yeah. It says, "Where is the Lord, thy power? Mine eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets." That's right. Because these women that are so-called independent, man, that want to think they can do it all their own, when shit starts cracking off, they're going to get utterly destroyed. They're going to get wiped away.
Exactly. They're gonna get dragged away by martial law FEMA troops. All right. They're gonna take her ass in, rape her.
Or they gonna be amongst the first of these women trying to get right with the man of the Lord, seeking us out, trying to be up under us, and they ain't gonna care at that point. They gonna be, yes, I can make biscuits. Can I come with you? Will we be safe? That's all they gonna care about.
Let me pull it up. This is Isaiah, chapter 4 and 1. It says, "And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach." And when it says only let us be called by thy name, that means sex, man. All right, because when you have sex with a woman, she becomes your wife.
Yeah,
because she takes on your spirit.
Yep,
all right, so
that's why these women nowadays are totally confused, because they've had sex with so many individuals.
Yeah, they got a whole lot of spirits on them along with the demons.
Yeah,
all right, totally bugged out. That's why some of these prostitutes, well, most of these prostitutes are gonna get killed. All right.
They're gonna get murked along with it.
But the Lord, he can save whoever he wants to save. But hey, man, like Apostle Gabar said he really believes that the majority of the brothers, the elect's women, is gonna come from out of the countries.
All right, because these women's there too. I got a precept on that. Isaiah 3:16. Moreover, the Lord saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, and walk with stretched forth necks and wanty eyes, and walk menacing as they go, and make a tinkling with their feet. Therefore the Lord will smite with the scab a crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will discover their secret parts. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be a stink, and instead of a girdle, a rent, and instead of set hair, baldness, and instead of a stomacher, a girdling of sackcloth, and a burning instead of beauty. And that's what you see too. Most of our women out there, they look burnt out, man.
And now
they look destroyed.
That's also pertaining to where they're cooch, man. That's they're not as clean as they used to be when they were righteous women under us, you know.
More than half these women, they start getting out there doing too much. They box start stinking.
Con. Well, it's definitely gonna be worse when all hell break loose, because they ain't gonna have no tampons. They ain't gonna have no pads. All right, they might run out of all that stuff. All right, they ain't gonna have no makeup, which that makeup is witchcraft. All right, they gonna be looking busted as hell. All right, but the men of the Lord, you feel me? We gonna be choosy in that day. Lord willing, we are that number. All right, but the men of the Lord, they gonna be choosy in that day, because there's gonna be a lot of women trying to hide up under them, because they gonna see that power Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai in full effect. All right, so Isaiah chapter 13 and 12. It says that I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. That's right, because the Lord, he's going to make the man. Goes back to what I was saying earlier, that the Lord is dealing with the man. All right, he's not dealing with these women currently, man. All right, and I don't think he's ever going to be dealing with these women, because these women going to be serving us, the men of the Lord. We're going to be dealing with Yahweh Shai. All right, and Yahweh Shai, he deals with Yahweh directly, man. All right, so these women, they're going to learn to respect us, man. All right, and they're going to learn to worship us. They're going to learn to look up to us, man. All right, and to do things that are pleasing unto us, instead of the opposite way around, like how America got that shit set up, man.
Yeah, most of these dudes under this feminine spirit is supporting, man.
Yeah, cucks. 1 Corinthians 7 and 35. And this I speak for your own profit, not that I may cast a snare upon you. It says, but for that which is comely, and that ye may attend upon the Lord without distraction. And this I speak for your own profit.
We have to attend upon the Lord without distraction, man.
Yep, that's the spirit.
Yeah, man, and that female is one of those distractions. Big one.
Yeah, women, they're like the biggest distraction, man. All right, some brothers could do without. It's just that, you know, everybody's dealing with their own demons. All right, and these women, these women, they're the perfect vessel for the Lord to use. This is Isaiah chapter 32 and 9. It says, rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. It says, many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. All right, so it says the vintage shall fail, meaning that all these glamorous things that these women have access to in America, because America is built off comfortability and efficiency. All right, once that collapse, all right, these women ain't gonna be able to you feel me, to get a tampon.
Definitely,
these women ain't gonna be able to look in the mirror and try to get cute. All right. It says, many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Verse 11, tremble ye women that are at ease, be troubled ye careless ones. It says, strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins.
And it says,
all right, so women, oh yeah, I was going to say women, they're going to be wearing the same clothes for like months on end. All right, wearing the same underwear. All right, dirty ass socks. All right, hey, they gonna be busted in that day, because the Lord, he's gonna have to humble these women, man. All right,
that's right. And it says, tremble that women that are at ease, man, because they need to learn humbleness, man. They need to learn the fact that things aren't just always gonna be their way,
and they need to learn that they're not men. They need to take that masculine spirit off of them, that they can just do, that they can provide, that they can go out there and get shelter and get food and stuff. All right, the so-called white man, hey, he's a straight faggot, man, for putting these women above the men.
Con.
All right, because if you go to the other countries in the Middle East, they don't do that. All right, the Middle East, they got their women covered up because they understand, they got common sense somewhat.
Con.
All right, but Esau, he's the base man. He's the worst out of all the nations.
He's
man.
the one that's promoting and pushing all this.
Yep, go ahead.
I think one of the I can pull this out, but for the sake of the lesson, I'm gonna still do so. This is Ecclesiasticus 25 and 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all died.
Yeah, the brother KDC posted that one.
Cool, yeah, con. For sure.
So I'm gonna pull up another precept. This is Isaiah chapter 32 and 2. It says, and a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. All right, so that's when all hell breaks loose. These women, all right, when they see a man of the Lord, it's going to be the scriptures. That's where you get that term thirsty from. These women, they gonna be thirsty, man. All right, they gonna be thirsty after the men of the Lord, because it says as rivers of water in a dry place. So when they see a man of the Lord, all right, prospering, all right, while everybody else is all bugged out, killing each other, all right, it's gonna be like these women have discovered, all right, basically a river of like purified water in the middle of the desert, in the Sahara Desert or something. All right, they gonna be chasing after that man. They gonna be trying to come up under him. All right, they gonna be trying to seduce him. All right, they gonna be trying to
nowadays these females, they, like I said, they're gonna learn humbleness through all that.
Mm-hmm.
But nowadays, they only stand next to you if you're rich, or if you have money, or if you have something that can please them. Other than that, they'll deuce out on you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go into this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 13 and 4. If thou be for his profit, he will use thee. But if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee. And that's pertaining to the enemy in general. Your enemy can be and that can also be your woman. Your woman can also be your enemy. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So she can use you, in any kind of way. If you have money, she'll stay with you and try and use that. But once you go broke from spending all the money on her, then she'll deuce out. It says verse 5, if thou have anything, he will leave with thee. Yea, he will make thee bear, and will not be sorry for it. That's right, because once they take it all and they dip off, they're not going to have that feeling. They're not going to have that feeling of feeling sorry. All right, a lot of these women nowadays, they just use a man for one thing, and that's for money, and for their own pleasing. All right.
Yeah, but when all hell breaks loose, it's gonna be the opposite. They're gonna be trying to run up under it, like a man that's in his truth.
Yeah.
All right.
We're gonna be the only brothers out there, Lord willing, that we have that number though, acting with some sense. All these other dudes, so-called niggas, they gonna be out there trying to rape girls. They gonna be trying to take over the streets. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like one big fucking game to these dudes. You know what I'm saying? They ain't realizing that the Lord is coming. The Lord is bringing upon all of this upon us.
This is Isaiah 33 and 6. It says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh is his treasure. All right, and that's what happened. The majority of these 2/3, they don't fear the Lord, man,
at all.
All right, so they're gonna be bugged out. They're gonna be given into seducing spirits. All right, so these women ain't gonna feel safe around them.
Definitely.
All right, they gonna be when they get around the Lord, they gonna feel that comfortness. Definitely. All right, they gonna feel Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai resonating.
Definitely.
All right, the birds is gonna be calm every time the men of the Lord walk around. The animals gonna be calm. All right, so that's what the men of the Lord got coming for them if they keep enduring. All right, Lord willing, you're chosen. All right. So I just want to pull out a couple more, if we will, and close it out.
Yeah, definitely. Cause I got a precept on that too, though.
Go ahead.
Isaiah 17 and 4. In that day it shall come to pass that the glory of Jacob shall be made thin, and the fatness of his flesh shall be waxed lean. And that's pretty much saying, like, we finally gonna have everything.
Exactly.
And so these women, of course they're gonna be up under us and want to be up under us because we're gonna finally have made it through. You know, this is everything that all of his brothers, you know, coming into this are fighting for. You know, and enduring for it.
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 26 and 25. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, but she that is shamefaced will fear the Most High. All right, because you know that's the order these women should be in. But when things start to truly crack off, they're gonna learn who the men of the Most High are, and they're gonna be a shamefaced woman. They're gonna understand what the meaning of respect is. All right.
Calm.
Definitely.
You got another one?
Yeah, I was looking for the one where it says, "In the day thy power, thy people shall be willing."
I can look it up if you want me to.
I know it's in Psalms.
This is
Bear with us real quick.
Yeah, you should click search right now. It's Psalms 110. I knew it was in Psalms. So this is Psalms chapter 110. All right, Psalms chapter 110. And I'm going to start at 3. I'm going to start at 2. It says, "The Lord shall send the rod of thy strength out of Zion. Rule thou in the midst of thine enemies." All right, meaning the Lord, he's actually going to raise up the children of Israel, get them power, man. Verse 3 says, "Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, in the beauty of holiness. From the womb of the morning thou hast the dew of thy youth." So it says that people shall be willing in the day of thy power, meaning the rest of the elect are going to get right. All right, which are the rest of the 1/3. And then on top of that, these women, they're going to be willing to get right in that day.
Definitely.
All right. So with that being said, man, I just wanted to close it out on that, man. The Wada Akim for tuning in, man.
Definitely.
And
the water.
So with that being said, we'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles at Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the Akim pushing this truth.
Peace and salutations.
And sincerity. All right, we almost out of here. Ak Shalom.
It's Rakatha, the hopeful elect, man.
Yep.